Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Meet the sweet Floridian couple who moved to Florida from New York in their twilight years because they wanted to fulfill their lifelong dream of being the first couple who are both in Florida Man and Florida Woman headlines, but the headlines had to be separate. But then the zombie outbreak happened, so their lives were uprooted and they had to try and make it to the place every American hates: Canada. And so we got into our all gosh darn American-made Mustang and drove off to a Walmart. But what were we coming here for? Well, there's food, which your guys need to live, as if they don't eat. Well, they don't die per se, but they just get really pissed off and then leave. So while they may not be dead, they're certainly dead to us, because you're either with the Mustang or against the Mustang. You also need petrol to keep the car moving, because if you aren't in a car, not only are things more dangerous, but also you aren't making any progress towards Canada. So, you're approached by a horde of zombies. These are killing machines. And so the only logical thing to do is to put golf balls at them. Unsurprisingly though, our characters being both American, retired, and having developed severe infections from the crocodile bites, their fitness was literally the lowest level you could possibly have in the game, and so we got overrun. Now, generally, you're really hoping to go to a city, because normally you can only go to one location, like a shop or a petrol station, but as you can see here, we went to a city with a shop in it, so we could get loads of food, and break into people's houses, and get loads more food from them. Now, things were going really well because we had tons of food and a little bit of surplus petrol. Keyword being were, because right after that, we got stopped by Bodybuilder Sands. Safe to say that we had a bad time. We then ran into a trader camp. Right, keynote here if you're playing at home, always go into these every single time. Even if you have no excess food, you can still get some free stuff. And even though we had barely any excess food, I still decided to buy some medical supplies because, good God, we were about a sneeze away from death. Next up, we saw Valkyrie, who just sort of randomly shows up. Well, if we manage to lose with a Norse god on our side, then I think we are truly forever fucked. Also, now the rest of our party just feels so weak compared to a god with a magic hammer. But hey, I really shouldn't complain. Better to have a magic hammer than not. We then got a siege, which is basically where you're locked into a location and tons of zombies attack you. And they're normally pretty difficult. But well, Valkyrie did a Valkyrie and absolutely demolished everything. We then met Violet, fresh off of running away from the Velma remake, and she's taken up hitchhiking. And she's a doctor apparently. So onto the battle bus she came. Now, it's here during a house rescue I noticed something incredibly annoying about Valkyrie, in that she constantly throws her hammer and then doesn't pick it back up, so sometimes she'd just run around with an infinitely more shit weapon for the rest of the mission. Now, thankfully, if you don't pick it up before the end of the mission, it just reappears in your car boot, so, it's fine. Stink Zone! Now, you know how I said that I liked going to cities? Well, while I do most of the time, other times, going to a city, your options there will be so shite. Like, do you want a shop filled with one of the worst weapons in the game, or do you want a shop where you can throw things at zombies that will offer no benefit outside of this small section? In fact, even just outside of this furniture shop, because guess what, fucko? Holding furniture tires your character out, so you can't even use it on the whole map. Oh wait, sorry guys, I just lied there. We gained 2 petrol from a toilet in the furniture shop. Can't forget about the 2 bloody petrol in the furniture shop.
Oh, and a quarter. Don't forget the quarter. Shut up, Arthur.
We also had to submit Violet to a trial by fire as an initiation to the group, by getting some dog poo off a box. And she pulled through for us, goddammit. And then to prove her raw alpha female energy even more, she punched the car so hard it had no choice but to start again. We then went to this malicious house. Ooh. And it had some weird altar inside of it. And, well, when the warning of an altar says that it will kill anyone not at full health, Well, that just kind of makes you want to try it more. Kind of like those pictures of dead people on cigarette packets. So we blasted both Anissa and Valkyrie with it. Anissa, because she's the one I control and so I care about her strength more, and Valkyrie because it got her up to max strength and fitness, and her hammer is ridiculously overpowered, and that relies on strength and fitness. Although we didn't actually get much else besides the small stat increases, so... that's the best way I can put it. But I don't even care. Do you want to know why? Because we just got a goddamn Uzi from some guy in a fucking bin. Which is great, because while we don't need it now, the final siege is an absolute war zone, and so you need to get yourself some good firearms or you'll be real dead real quick. And just when everything seemed to be going well, our car ran out of petrol. But after walking around for a bit and getting cyberbullied, we found the infamous car of the twat, the SUV. And then Valkyrie decides to just start chowing down on some snot-filled crisps. The delicacy of the Norse, no doubt. I mean, to be fair, water is a precious resource in the zombie apocalypse. You gotta conserve that shit. We then found Rambo, who has a bloody minigun. And you can bet that we booted out Ellis for him, because Ellis has literally done sod all of note thus far, besides existing. Oh, and I also switched to having Rambo as the leader, because you can't unequip his minigun. And a bit of advice here, unless it's a really bad siege or it's really late in the game, try to never let your NPCs have guns, because they'll always fire them at the worst damn times when they never needed to, and attract a bunch of zombies to you, not to mention burn through your ammo. Best thing is that this minigun has an ammo cap of 400, meaning that we can take 400 bullets into the final stage, though it does mean that we have to try and conserve our ammo now in order to actually take that many into it. But still, that is amazing. Although I do kind of ignore my own advice here and let Violet keep a shotgun, because I mean, come on, she's so alpha, I couldn't not let her. Valkyrie then said that the car wasn't going to last forever. It did not. But hey, we actually got a better car, the muscle one from the start. After driving for a while, I found this one shop, which was completely untouched, and holy hell, it was glorious. And while yeah, the place was teeming with zombies, our team could deal with it, and the rewards were beautiful. I'm just gonna let this play for a bit, so you can understand firsthand the absolute food euphoria. Six food in one location. Never in my life have I felt this good. Now, to continue with the success, we went to an alien landing site, as one does, and we met this alien with a ray gun, who was decimating all the zombies. And for helping this guy, what do we get? A car? Okay, that's pretty good. Oh wait, it uses no petrol at all? Effectively making one of the main resources in the game completely useless? Holy yes! Now, to counter that glory, right afterwards we have an insanely boring factory search. Yay! We then met Pickle Rick, and personally, I wouldn't normally spend 20 food on a recruit, but hey, we had so much of it anyway, we might as well. And also, having too much surplus food without spending it is honestly a bad thing, because you can lose more of it in random events like bandit attacks, or just one of your characters having a hole in their bag. Yes, that has actually happened to me before. Though she wasn't a complete waste, because she has a gun that can shoot 50 shots each level, which makes her great on normal resource gathering missions, but honestly in later sieges, her power falls right off a cliff, Also, Rambo very, very, very nearly died this level. But thanks to the glorious healing spray, we were back from death's door, baby! And we then had to abandon our super high-tech car here, because there were tons of cars blocking the road. So I told Valkyrie to bench press one of them. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that would improve the situation. But hey, our new car was a pretty good one. Although at this point it does feel really weird to have to use petrol again, not gonna lie. Also, this made me realise just how good having a paranoid character in your party is, because they can just completely nullify events. Like here, the bandits were going to take my weapons, but nope, Doc comes to the rescue and bowls over a tent with a car. And we then met this really cute lizard alien who just wanted to mess up my genetic code. If someone can tell me what he does, I'd be very happy, and I just really wish we had the extra food to give him, because he's so freaking adorable. Now, this guy, Adalberto, made me realise something. Why in the hell do we give people food to join us? Because you'd think that if we give them food, and then they join our team, we'd be able to just get that food back, right? Or at least, they'd eat that food if they got hungry. But nope, it just disappears down a black hole, never to be seen again. Maybe they were just really hungry on the day we recruited them though. Who knows? But after a bit, we found a fencer called Emery, meaning that we had to boot out the last of the OG Florida couple. But on the bright side, we now had a team of all rare characters, and rare characters tend to be better than the normal ones can ever hope to be, even despite the intrinsic power of the Floridian, the true Aryan race. We then do a mission that seemed like any other mission, just your average city with an apartment that has a bark banner on it. And things seemed to be going well. We found the dog really quickly, and we were demolishing all the zombies who attacked. We got in the car to escape, and then... accidents do happen.
What the f***? It broke?
Well, now we've gone through what I think is the biggest glow down in history, as we went from having a futuristic alien car to a modern car and now a shitty Beetle. But on the bright side, we went to a petrol station and I found the infamous Toilet Genie, who gave me immortality. Oh wait, just one extra max health. Well, that's still pretty decent, I suppose. It's a bit like asking for an Xbox on Christmas, and then you get a Wii. Also, it's around here where the amount of zombies in locations increased by n squared at least. But hey, we were only 4 days away from the sweet, sweet maple syrup country. I mean, come on, just look at this sheer insanity. Like, sure it was a siege, but it was actually a smaller siege than normal, because in my experience, the sieges you go to optionally on missions tend to be smaller than the actual proper progress check ones. Then, at a trader camp, we bought some extra petrol, because you really don't want to be out of a car this late in the game. You just need to do a straight shot to the end. Okay, now do you guys see what I mean when I say that the sieges the game forces you to do are way worse? Also, the zombies are getting way faster now too, and this siege takes place in the morning, where zombies are usually the least aggressive. We then got put into another siege, which was super dangerous, but at least it gave me an opportunity to show you all the destructive capabilities of the minigun. We then went to one of the final trading camps, and I bought buttloads of pipe bombs, because in the final stage, explosives are your best friend, because there are so many damn zombies. Then, in the next trader camp, I had the brilliant idea to take off Rambo's head and replace it with that of a mole cop. Why? Because I thought it was funny. Yeah, that's genuinely the only reason. Although, this was the final trader camp, so now we began the final dash to the border. Well, at least now an American can know how it feels, eh? We then did the first warm-up siege, which honestly wasn't all too hard besides the ending part. And we finished with loads of ammo still in our minigun. So, we went into the PTSD-inducing nightmare that is the final siege. Thank God that's over. Well, now it's just a quick push up to the final border. Wish us luck. We're nearly there, boys. First off, we ploughed our car straight into some zombies. Chunks of metal shrapnel driving themselves into the walking corpses. And we dashed up the bridge, shooting our minigun at any passing zombie. But then we got to the border. We had to fight alongside the Great Canadian Border Defence Force, valiantly fighting against the zombies moose to man. We were getting pushed in though. Could this be the end for us? The answer is hell no, because good old Canadian ingenuity brings us the Robo-Mountie, who's as strong as 10 mooses. Or meese? Fuck, neither of those plurals sound right, but either way, we made it through the border to Canada. Well, thank you all for watching. Also, I just want to point out a little bit of jank in this game, because this achievement says, win a game with the caveman after breaking her out of the ice. Maybe you're not all grammar Nazis, but hey, I just thought you should know. Anyway, let's just kick back and let the credits wash over us for a bit, as I use this as a poor excuse to plonk an end screen. Adios, amigos.